everyone, today I'm going to show you how to blend with colored pencils. Today you are going to need two things. One of the things is white paper. I drew some circles on my white paper so that I can work inside them, but you can do whatever you want. You're also going to need some colored pencils. Before we begin, here are some important things to know. Paper has something called a tooth. When you press on the colored pencil, the paper loses the tooth and you can't change the color anymore. So when you begin to work with your colored pencils, make sure not to press on your paper before you're absolutely sure that is the color that you want. No matter what color you're using, you never want to press right away. Start off coloring lightly and then press harder to get more color. Now we are ready to begin. In the first circle, I'm going to show you how to blend from black to white. Start by grabbing a dark gray colored pencil and coloring lightly around the bottom edge of your circle. You can go up towards the middle of the circle, but make sure you're not pressing on your colored pencil. Next, grab a lighter shade of gray and go over the darker shade of gray. You can also go into the white remaining areas to blend it in. After that, you can switch back to the original darker color of gray and use it on top of the gray that you already colored. You can also use it very lightly on the whiter spaces to start blending in the gray to the white. Then I grabbed a black colored pencil and colored only the edges of the circle because I don't want the rest getting too dark. Notice I also switched the pressure on my colored pencil to get the color that I want in a certain place. Lastly, going in with the lighter gray, I colored in some of the remaining white. This part is your choice, but I went over mine with a white colored pencil to make sure that it was all smooth. You can also go back in it with your gray colored pencils and press a little bit harder to get rid of that tooth that I was talking about. Now let's move on to the next circle. This one is going to be a reddish orange to white gradient. We start the same way. Grab the darkest color, which for me is red, and color the outer parts of the circle. Make sure you're not pressing on your colored pencil yet. Next, grab an orange and color over the top of the red. And remember, we don't want to press on our colored pencils yet. You can also go out towards the middle with your orange. For this part, I grabbed an even lighter shade of orange, but if you don't have one, that's okay. You can keep coloring with the one that you were using. Next, I grabbed a yellow-orange, and if you don't have a yellow-orange, you can always just use a yellow in replace of it. Color over the top of the red and the orange and into some white spaces to blend it in. Next, I grabbed a peach or tan color and went back over most of the circle. You can now start pressing on your colored pencil to get rid of the tooth and to get the colors to stay the way you want them. Like before, I took my darker colored pencil and I went back around the edges. Then I took my orange colors and went back over the whole thing again. Now we can move on to the last circle. This one is going to be a pink to purple gradient. Start by grabbing a dark purple and coloring around the edges of one side of the circle. Then grab your darkest pink or magenta and color the other side of the circle. Then you can grab another shade of purple, or if you don't have one, you can use the one that you used before, and color on top and next to the other part of purple. Then I took another lighter shade of purple and met up with the middle of the circle. Then I took the lighter pink colors and did the same thing on the pink side. Then I took that same lighter pink and went over into the purple side to blend it in, and then took the lighter purple and blended into the pink side. Then I went back in with all the colors again to get the tooth off the paper. And that's it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you're going to blend your colored pencils in the future. Bye, everyone!